Welcome to the great DeHaters. I'm about to introduce you to two guys that never played the game, never wrote an article, but are world-renowned in barbershops you never heard of. We're coming at you live from the Burnside Ave 4 train stop in the Bronx, New York. I'm your host, Jaleel, and we've got two heavyweight debaters in the house tonight, Yemi and Dio. These brothers are suited up and ready to go toe-to-toe on whether G League teams should pack their bags or stay put. It's time to get fired up because here at the Great DeHaters, we're all about what makes sense. Listen, we're talking about the NBA G League here, people. This ain't no minor issue, it's major. Yemi, my man, you're saying we need to spread these teams out like butter on toast. Why don't you break it down for the folks at home?
You gotta understand, this is about growth, expansion, and giving more cities and states a taste of what it's like to have a pro ball team. I'm talking about taking the game to new markets, creating fresh fan bases, and maybe even taking the temperature of some markets before an actual NBA team. It's about time we shake things up. Now Dio, I see you over there shaking your head. You think keeping these teams close to home is the way to go, huh? Well, we're about to dive into this debate and it's gonna be hotter than a New York summer.
Now Yemi, you're pushing for the Westchester Knicks to pack their bags and head to New Jersey, and the Long Island Nets to make a beeline for Connecticut. For one reason or another, both failed as markets for pro teams. What sense would it make to consider them as host for G League team? I can actually be convinced with those two. They're close to their NBA owner teams, so I can get behind those outside of the fact that the Whalers and the Nets proved they don't have what it takes to hold on to major sports teams.
Let me quickly correct my good brother Dio. The Nets didn't leave New Jersey because it was a failed market. They left to have the NBA take advantage of the New York market. Why should the Knicks and Nets keep their G League teams in their backyards? It's all about that proximity, that synergy, that hometown connection. New jobs for lower-income families in CT and New Jersey, new opportunities for small business owners as vendor, and a chance for people that live around New York to root for something that would identify more with their home state or city.
Yemi, you're on fire. Now you're saying the capital city go-go should bounce to Baltimore, and the Greensboro Swarm should buzz on down to South Carolina. What's the deal here?
For the same reason, the Nets and Knicks should respectively move to New Jersey and Connecticut. Baltimore is close enough to make it to DC for same-day call-ups, but as its own city with its own identity. This offers the people of Baltimore a team to match that identity without the mandated pressures of an NBA team. For South Carolina, it might mean more. As a state that doesn't have any pro team, a G League team give the whole state something to rally behind.
Dio, you think the G League teams need to stay within the same city as their NBA owner clubs?
Yes. Keep in mind the G League is a developmental league. Dio is speaking as if this is an expansion league. G League teams need to be within arm's reach of their NBA team, so when they need them, the players are there. Point blank.
The College Park Skyhawks and Memphis Hustle should move to Virginia and Kentucky. These states are hungry for pro basketball, and this move could create a whole new generation of fans.
The Hawks and Grizzlies need their G League teams close by. It's about building a consistent system from top to bottom, creating true basketball dynasties.
Moving Raptors 905 to Montreal and the Cleveland Charge to West Virginia will electrify the G League. We're talking about expanding the game's reach.
I'm talking about a 905 ER being ready to play as a Raptor in case an actual Raptor goes down. The Raptors and Cavaliers need their G League teams nearby. It's about logistical ease, cost-effectiveness, and seamless integration. Keeping teams close keeps the basketball machine running smooth as silk.
Moving the Motor City Cruise to Vermont, Grand Rapids Gold to Wyoming, and Windy City Bulls to St. Louis will revolutionize the G League. We're bringing basketball to every corner of the country, turning the entire Midwest into a basketball paradise.
These teams need to keep their Midwest roots. It's about regional identity, hometown pride, and local connection. Keeping these teams in place will keep the heart of basketball beating strong in the Midwest.
Imagine if the Texas Legends, Austin Spurs, and Rio Grande Vipers moved to Arkansas, Mississippi, and Coahuila, Mexico, will transform the G League landscape. We're creating a true Southern basketball empire, turning the entire region into a G League powerhouse.
You're doing too much. How are the Capitanis even doing? You want to move more teams to Mexico?
All right, Yemi, let's wrap this up. You're proposing some Wild West moves. The South Bay Lakers to Baja California Sur, the Stockton Kings to Nevada, the Salt Lake City Stars to Idaho, and the Santa Cruz Warriors to Vancouver or Montana. You're turning the West upside down. What's the big picture here? How's this going to revolutionize the G League out West? You're talking about creating a truly international league, right? Give us the vision of how these moves could turn the G League into a global phenomenon. Dio, I can see you're about to explode like a volcano that's been dormant for centuries.
I'm just about that, establishing new fan bases, seeing how G Leaguers handle being the main attraction in these smaller markets, and seeing which of these smaller markets should be considered for an actual NBA team one day.
All right, gentlemen, we've covered more ground than a cross-country road trip. Yemi, you've laid out a vision for a G League that spans the continent and beyond. You're talking about growth, expansion, and taking the game to new heights.
I've done a great job stating my case. Moving the G League teams to untapped markets is good for the NBA, the G League player, and the small markets. There really is no downside. Even taking Day's argument into consideration, do you think NBA teams can't afford a flight? They all have private jets.
Dio, you've been fighting to keep these teams close to home, emphasizing the importance of strong connections between G League and NBA teams. It's time for your closing arguments.
Ask Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker about the Spurs' private jet. If you know, you know. Anyway, I get Yemi's premise, I really do. Nevertheless, the G League is a developmental league, meant to get players ready to play and keep them ready to play in NBA games. In order to do that, they need to be 2 hours or less away. Mic drop.
And there you have it, folks. The great DeHaters have spoken, but now it's your turn. Who do you side with? Yemi's vision of expansion or Dio's argument for staying put? Share your thoughts in the comments. This debate's been hotter than a New York slice fresh out the oven. Smash that like button like you're dunking on your rival, and don't forget to subscribe for more heated debates that'll keep you on the edge of your seat. This is the Great DeHaters, signing off from the Bronx. Remember, in basketball and in life, always stay passionate, always stay real, and what you got on my 40, homie?